It was supposed to be an ordinary night. 8 passengers boarded a midnight bus heading north. The driver checked his mirrors, the doors hissed shut, and the wheels rolled into the darkness. By dawn, the bus never reached its destination. No one called for help. No one was seen leaving the vehicle. When investigators finally found it 3 days later, the bus was parked neatly on an abandoned road, headlights still on, engine running. But every seat was empty, and on the windshield, written in dust, were 3 words: "We never left." This is the haunting story of Route 117 and the 8 souls who vanished somewhere between 2 small towns that still refuse to talk about what happened that night. It began on April 3rd, 2016, with the 11:45 p.m. route from Ridgeway to Hollow Creek, a quiet 72-mile drive through mountain roads and open farmland. The route was handled by Northline Transport, a small regional company with spotless records. Bus number 3417, a 2011 Greystar coach, departed on schedule. On board were 8 passengers and 1 driver. The passengers: Clara Jennings, 62, retired teacher visiting her sister; Ryan and Alana Kim, newlyweds returning from their honeymoon; Miguel Torres, 34, night shift worker headed home; Erica Monroe, a college student studying astronomy; David Lang, a traveling salesman; Officer Mark Heller, off-duty police sergeant; and 1 unidentified woman, ticket paid in cash, name never recorded. The driver was Henry Ellis, 49, with 23 years on the job. He'd made that route nearly 400 times. That night, the weather was clear. The road cameras captured the bus leaving Ridgeway at 11:46 p.m. After that, nothing. When the bus failed to arrive at Hollow Creek by 1:15 a.m., dispatch tried radio contact. No response. By 2:30 a.m., state patrols were notified. At sunrise, search teams combed the route: bridges, valleys, gas stations. No skid marks. No debris. It was as if the bus had driven into thin air. Cell tower data showed the last GPS ping at 12:37 a.m., near a stretch of highway known as the Devil's Bend, a 5-mile curve infamous for poor reception. That was the last signal. Locals say the area's always been strange. Farmers report radio interference, car engines stalling, and light pillars hovering above the hills during foggy nights. But on April 3rd, there was no fog. 3 days later, a county maintenance crew reported an odd sight: a bus parked at the end of Old Timber Road, about 40 miles north of its expected path. It was bus 3417. The vehicle was undamaged, engine running, headlights still burning, the driver's seat empty. Every passenger seat still upright, some with bags left open, snacks half-eaten. Erica's phone lay on the floor, camera still recording. The last clip, only 28 seconds long, showed the aisle lights flickering. Someone whispers, "What is that sound?" Then a flash of white and static. When investigators played the footage in slow motion, a faint reflection appeared on the window. 8 blurred shapes, all standing. Inside, nothing was broken, no signs of struggle, but all 8 passenger manifests were missing from the front folder, torn out. On the windshield, written in finger streaks of dust, were the words, "We never left." Tests showed the residue matched human skin oil, as if someone wrote it from the inside. Yet no fingerprints were found anywhere. Every surface was unnaturally clean, like it had been wiped with alcohol. Investigators described the air inside as metallic and dry. The clock above the driver's seat blinked 12:37 a.m., frozen in time. The odometer showed the bus had traveled exactly 117 miles, 45 more than the total route distance. Authorities sealed the area, calling it a mass disappearance. Over the following weeks, more than 120 volunteers searched the woods, using heat sensors and tracking dogs. No footprints, no discarded items beyond the bus perimeter. The FBI performed full mechanical diagnostics. Engine normal, fuel line intact, GPS hardware corrupted beyond recovery. Black box recorder logged the last entry as normal speed 52 miles per hour, driver status okay. No braking, no deceleration, no power loss. Just a line of data ending mid-sentence. Public fascination exploded. Theories flooded news forums. Abduction or hijacking? Dismissed. No tire tracks, no nearby vehicles. Environmental sinkhole. Ground radar found no soil shifts. Chemical exposure. Air analysis normal. Paranormal event. Officials refused to comment. But one discovery reignited attention. A toll booth security tape captured at 12:14 a.m., 15 minutes before the bus vanished. The footage showed bus 3417 passing through. Yet inside, only 5 visible silhouettes. 3 passengers who boarded earlier were missing. There were no stops along the way. 2 months later, hikers 30 miles east found a man wandering barefoot along a creek, dehydrated and disoriented. He identified himself as Miguel Torres, one of the passengers. He'd been missing for 63 days. Doctors said he had severe sunburn, bruising, and complete memory gaps. When questioned, he only repeated one phrase. "We thought we were still moving." Under hypnosis, he recalled flashes. The bus slowing on a dirt road. Bright white light filling the windows. People standing, confused. Then silence, like the sound left. When asked how he escaped, he whispered. The door opened, but not to outside. He died 2 days later from cardiac arrest. During evidence processing, detectives discovered something under the driver's seat. A folded piece of paper torn from a logbook. In Henry Ellis's handwriting it read, "They're standing in the road again. I can see them this time." For years, Henry had reported no incidents, but his wife later admitted he'd spoken about figures appearing near the same route at night. People waving in the distance who vanished when approached. In his locker at the Ridgeway Depot, investigators found a Polaroid photo. It showed the empty highway and faint, translucent shapes standing in the fog. No negative was ever located. Forensic teams made several unsettling discoveries. Every digital device recovered from the bus, phones, tablets, GPS, had their internal clocks frozen at exactly 12:37 a.m. The electrical systems tested at 100% voltage, as if the engine had just been turned off minutes ago. The fuel tank was still half full. Even stranger, inside the storage compartment, investigators found a sealed jar containing water that tested for trace elements not found anywhere in the state. Isotopes matching oceanic water from over 700 miles away. No one could explain how it got there. When a journalist obtained the regional GPS logs, she noticed something odd. The bus had taken a non-existent exit called North Hollow Spur. On every public map, that road ended decades ago. But satellite reconstruction of tire pressure readings suggested the bus did travel an extra 40 miles along an unmarked path before rejoining the main highway near Old Timber Road. The highway department confirmed no road by that name had existed since 1974, when it was sealed due to landslides. Yet the asphalt remains matched a 2016 tire pattern. It was as if Route 117 reopened just for one night. Audio engineers re-examined Erica's recovered phone recording, isolating the static background. What they found chilled everyone. Hidden beneath the noise was a rhythmic pulse at 117 hertz, identical to the electrical hum produced by old railway lines in the region, decommissioned decades earlier. At timestamp 023, a faint voice can be heard whispering, "Stay seated." Experts confirmed it wasn't any of the passengers. Voice pattern analysis found no match. In 2021, 5 years after the disappearance, construction crews repairing nearby fiber optic cables unearthed a rusted sign buried under sediment. It read, "Route 117, North Hollow Spur, closed to public." Below it, faded words barely legible. "Travelers must remain seated while in transit." The sign's metal composition dated back to the 1950s. No bus company had operated there since. But the final detail unsettled even seasoned investigators. Beneath the sign was a partial bus, wheel hub stamped 3417. Identical serial number, manufactured only 5 years before the disappearance. The recovered bus 3417 was impounded at a secure facility. Officials declared it unsafe for public viewing. Employees who guarded the lot later reported strange activity. Bus doors opening on their own at 12:37 a.m. Cabin lights flickering even after power disconnection. Static noise echoing from the speakers. In 2018, the bus was quietly dismantled. Every part was melted down except the steering wheel, which was locked in evidence storage under federal control. Its clock still reads 12:37. Families of the 8 passengers continued to gather each April 3rd at the memorial near Ridgeway Station. They leave bus tickets pinned to a wooden board marked return route. Clara Jennings' sister keeps her phone voicemail active, still waiting for a call. Ryan and Alana's wedding photo rests under the memorial cross. Officer Heller's badge was found among unclaimed evidence. His precinct number has since been retired. None of their remains were ever recovered. To this day, only Miguel Torres's partial statement exists. His final recorded words to doctors were, "We saw the lights ahead, but they weren't from this world. Drivers still avoid Old Timber Road. GPS occasionally reroutes vehicles through it, even though it no longer exists on modern maps." When questioned, satellite providers call it a system glitch. Yet several motorists report the same thing. At night, between 12:30 and 12:40 a.m., headlights appear in their mirrors, bright, steady, unblinking, following them for exactly 8 seconds before vanishing. One truck driver swears he saw a bus pass him on a closed lane one foggy night. He remembers the number on the back clearly, 3417. Some journeys never reach their destination. Some roads lead somewhere maps refuse to show. 8 passengers boarded a bus that night, believing they were headed home. Instead, they crossed a line no one has ever found again. Because sometimes the path doesn't disappear. It simply waits for the next traveler coming its way. This is Unwritten Stories. Real lives. Hidden truths. The ones history forgot. If you got to this point of this video, please like and subscribe to this channel for more stories like this.